When you take the second derivative of this particular function, it gets a little ugly. You'll see. Right here, you have exponentials, taking derivative. Here you have trigs. This trig's a little ugly as well. So anyways, we leave the 3 out front. When we take the derivative of this, you simply rewrite it, as you can tell, and then I derive the power. That's e to the powers, e to the u power. It's pretty simple. Always just leave it and derive the power multiplied by it. Now this is a chain rule. The derivative of tangent is secant squared. Leave the 3x inside, then derive the 3x multiplied by it. There's my first derivative. Here in blue I simplified it. I multiplied this green times the 3, brought the 3 out front. So there's the simplified version of the first derivative. Yay. Now for the second derivative, I got a product rule here, and I got like a double chain right here. So both these will take a little bit more work. So for this product rule, I take the derivative of this, get 90x, leave that right here. I then plus, product rules have a plus, then I leave the first piece and take derivative of the second. This looks familiar, we did it up here. So the derivative of this would be, rewrite it, multiplied by the derivative of the power, 15x squared. So there in green is the derivative product rule of the first piece. The second piece is a double chain, is what I call it. Watch what happens. You first have to multiply the second power times the 3, it's chain rule, which gives us 6. You leave the secant 3x. Okay, now I get to derive secant 3x. When I derive secant 3x, it's secant tangent, but I leave the 3x's inside. Then I have to derive the 3x's inside of them and get a 3. So again, the 2 goes out front, drop the power by 1, so it's a 1 power, so 2 times 3 is 6. Leave the secant to the 3x, and then you take the derivative of secant 3x, which is secant tangent, leave the insides. I'll derive the insides, multiply by it. Really ugly. There's my really long derivative. Now I simplify as much as I can. So what I noticed is all these terms have a 9 in them. This would leave you 10x e to the 5x to the third minus 1. Right here, when you pull a 9 out, you're left with this. And for this one, when you multiply the 3 up front, okay, and you take out the 9, you're left with this. Remember, secant would be secant 3x all squared. All right, we usually like to pull out GCFs, so make sure you do that. And simplification is usually pretty important. This problem let you practice a lot of chain, a lot of trickier derivatives. Kind of an ugly answer, but hopefully it works for you.